Welcome back to the Universal Insight on the latest news from around the world. What does it mean for America's economy? The world's most iconic soda brand, a symbol of American culture, is pulling a huge chunk of its operations out of its own backyard. This isn't just about a soft drink, it's a canary in the coal mine for the American economy. The official reason? A perfect storm rising costs, supply chain chaos, and the threat of aggressive new trade tariffs. Economists are stunned. If Coca-Cola is leaving, what does that say about the business climate for everyone else? This isn't a simple corporate move. It's a story about global trade, political ideology, and the future of U.S. manufacturing. From the price of a Coke to the cost of your next electric vehicle, this decision touches everything. Let's break down what's really happening. The news hit like a thunderclap. Coca-Cola is relocating a major part of its U.S. manufacturing and supply chain. Why? Persistent inflation, supply bottlenecks, and most of all, the looming threat of new tariffs. This isn't just a retreat, it's a warning shot. If Coca-Cola can't make it work, what hope is there for smaller businesses? The company's statement was all about optimizing global operations, but the real message is clear. America is becoming a high-risk, high-cost market. This move ripples far beyond Coke's own employees. Think can manufacturers, farmers, truckers, and ad agencies. Experts worry this could be the first domino. Other multinationals are watching, weighing their own options. Coke's exit is a powerful signal. The cost of doing business at home is reaching a tipping point. It's a cautionary tale about the clash between nationalist policies and the realities of global commerce. The brand that once united the world is now highlighting a deep economic divide. The question, who's next? To understand Coke's move, look at the policy backdrop. Trump's Reciprocal trade doctrine. The idea? If another country taxes U.S. goods, America hits back with equal tariffs. This triggered sweeping tariffs on steel, aluminum, and hundreds of billions in goods, fueling a global trade war. The goal was to protect U.S. jobs, but for companies with global supply chains, it's been chaos. Tariffs made raw materials, like aluminum, volatile and expensive, devastating for companies like Coca-Cola. The uncertainty makes long-term investment risky. Why build a factory if tomorrow's policy could upend your costs? Businesses are now defensive, seeking stable markets abroad. The reciprocal strategy meant to protect is driving some of America's biggest brands to rethink where they call home. For Coke, the breaking point was clear. The cost of staying outweighed the cost of leaving. Coke's exit is dramatic, but the same tariff pressures are hitting the electric vehicle industry even harder. EVs rely on global supply chains, especially for batteries, which need minerals mined and processed worldwide. Tariffs on these materials and components drive up the cost of the most expensive part of an EV. U.S. automakers face a tough choice: absorb costs, raise prices, or overhaul supply chains. None are easy. Meanwhile, foreign competitors with stable trade deals can undercut American EVs. Retaliatory tariffs threaten U.S. exports, closing off key markets for Tesla, Ford, and GM. The result? The dream of U.S. EV dominance is at risk, stifled by policies meant to protect old industries. The EV era demands seamless global supply chains. Tariffs create friction and unpredictability. America's trade strategy is clashing with its own ambitions for the future. The stakes for the next generation of manufacturing couldn't be higher. Coca-Cola's move isn't just a business story, it's shaking Wall Street and Main Street. Investors crave stability. When a blue chip like Coke leaves, it signals deeper risks in the U.S. market. This uncertainty can slow investment, job creation, and innovation. For consumers, tariffs mean higher prices, not just for soda, but for cars, electronics, and groceries. Tariffs are a tax, and much of that cost lands on your wallet. Retaliation is real. Other countries hit back, hurting U.S. exporters from farmers to tech giants. Trade wars disrupt supply chains, raise costs, and slow the global economy. Economic walls meant to protect can end up isolating and weakening the country. The ripple effects are everywhere, from your grocery bill to lost jobs and stalled growth. The Coca-Cola story is a wake-up call. Global actions have local consequences. Coca-Cola's U.S. exit is more than a headline, it's a warning flare for American competitiveness. Trade barriers create friction in a system built for global flow. For decades, U.S. companies thrived by mastering global supply chains. Now, new trade policies force them into less efficient, more expensive operations. This comes as America faces a technological revolution, EVs, AI, biotech, all needing global collaboration. By building trade walls, the U.S. risks isolating itself from the supply chains and markets it needs to lead. While America debates tariffs, other nations are forging ahead with new alliances and tech investments. The real danger, ceding leadership in the industries of the future. The choices made today will shape America's economic destiny for decades. So where does this leave us? The Coca-Cola story and the EV struggle show America at a crossroads. Protectionist tariffs, while well-intentioned, are creating consequences that threaten U.S. competitiveness. The world is moving fast. Technology and new alliances are rewriting the rules. The decisions we make now on trade and innovation will echo for generations. Is America building resilience or just making itself more isolated and expensive? Let's keep this conversation going. Like, subscribe, and tell us what you want to explore next.